We're here to go over different, to identify different problems in the system, but I think we're also here to identify potential solutions. And I've been in favor since this scandal broke of the idea of a simple metric, and that is evaluating how much cities and counties and whatever government agency pays people based on a per taxpayer basis. It's not perfect, but I think it reflects the simple fact that in cities that have lots of constituents and lots of problems and lots of potholes and lots of calls and lots of emails, that council members in those cities might be a little bit more burdened than council members in cities like Vernon, which has 95 residents, 58 voters. Of those 58 voters, 58 of them are city employees, 58 of them live in city housing. They have not had a contested city election in years. Till several years ago, the city manager in Vernon was making $600,000 a year. The Los Angeles Times reported on the city of Vernon years before the city of Bell. And if we did a simple metric, we divided the number of taxpayers in some of these cities by the amount that their government costs them, we would have a simple red flag. You look at our salaries, for example. Each of our constituents roughly pays us 2 dimes a year to pay our salary. And some would say right now that they're overpaying. But if you look at the city of Bell, each person in that city was paying roughly $12 for their government. And that's a serious problem. That's a serious red flag. And so I realize that it's very difficult to come up with things that work everywhere and things that that is a one-size-fits-all approach for these problems. But I think something that might be a red flag for most cities would be to add up simply the entire cost of government, focusing on the government salaries, and then divide it by the number of constituents who are paying, the number of taxpayers who are paying that salary. And if that number is above, the state average, it should be a cause for alarm, and it should be a cause for alarm for everybody in this room, whether we're auditors in whatever department, whether we're in the Attorney General's office, the Controller's office, the Auditor's office, or the legislature. So that's my suggestion.